Tell us about Journal Squared and what it means that a project like Journal Squared is rising in Jersey City.
Sure. Journal Squared is a incredible project that we've embarked on. It's a redevelopment of an entire square block adjacent to the PATH station at Journal Square Transportation Center. And we accumulated about 100,000 square feet of land and got approvals to build 3 towers, just under 1,850 apartments, and redesigned an entirely new plaza for the entrance of that station as part of our approval. And we are under construction now on the first tower, which we hit the 38th floor yesterday of a 53-story tower. And the first tower is going to have 538 apartments and some small retail, but pretty incredible amenity spaces and finishes in the building. And it's important because it's going to be the piece that begins the revitalization of that entire neighborhood. Our business model for the last 15 years for our residential multifamily has been to select sites that are along transit lines, making it easy to commute in and out of New York City. So we've got about 15 different active development sites and sites in design along the Gold Coast of New Jersey. Sounds kind of funny, but it's true. And so these communities all have incredible access to transportation to New York City. Journal Square is the epitome of that. It's got great bones in terms of its transportation center is one of the most active in the state of New Jersey. I think it's second to Newark in terms of people coming through every day. And it's got incredible height above the rest of the city. So the views starting from floor 8 or 9 are spectacular in New York.
Yeah, you mentioned the transit connections, and that's so critical to development in, west of the Hudson, right, to be connected to New York.
Right. New York is very definitely the mother. Everyone wants to have access to New York, even if they don't work in New York. They want to be able to get there quickly.
Of course. So I was wondering if you as a developer or if the city planning agencies, how much coordination is there with the transit authority, and could that be better? I mean, especially in terms of Jersey City's long-term growth, you want to be proactive about building and maintaining transit. So what's that conversation?
The answer is if you are touching their property, if you're touching the Port Authority's property, you have to deal with them. In this case, we've been dealing with them for many years since the beginning of the process because our approval includes our original idea, which was we want to rebuild the entrance to the train because it's very dilapidated and old. So from day one, we've been engaged in a process with them, and you're correct. It's been a good process because they want us to help them, and we need their help to get to where we want to get to. So it's a public-private partnership and constant discussion, and it's at times difficult because you have to go through layers of approvals to get to the finish line on an approval and agree on the engineering and the design of how the steps are going to work and the elevators and the escalators. But it's worth it at the end of the day because for us, we want to be able to provide beautiful housing in a well-lit, engaging, energized access point in and out of the train station. And they want their train stations upgraded by developers because that's less for them to do and it makes it more active and beneficial for them.
So right, and they want more people. The more people that are riding the PATH train, the more likely a developer is to invest in improving the station, which makes more people likely to take the train to that station. Right? Exactly. So what's Jersey City's relationship like with its other neighbors west of the Hudson, especially now, as it's not a news story that Jersey City is developing, but it seems to be hitting somewhat of a fever pitch, right?
When we began in Jersey City, our first project was, well, considering this is the Tall Buildings Council, I guess it relates well to what we've done in New York a little bit and what we've done along the Hudson. We started to plan for high-rise multifamily in the year 2000. The first project we did was here in New York City, actually, in partnership with Pinnacle and Forest City. And then we moved across the Hudson because we were players in New Jersey, and we saw opportunities in cities in New Jersey to replicate this kind of near-transit high-rise business. Jersey City at the time was nothing like it is today. It didn't have the nightlife, it didn't have the retail, it didn't have the good schools, it didn't have the proactive mayors that we've had a run of really great mayors. The last 3 mayors in particular have been terrific. When we began building in Jersey City, we were shooting for residents that were willing to come, but we knew that they were relying on the nightlife of Hoboken and New York City. Now, 15 years later, we have people living in Jersey City, going to the theater in Jersey City, eating out in restaurants in Jersey City, going to art classes in Jersey City, sending their kids to school in Jersey City. They're also working in Jersey City. So it's really come in just 15 years, which may seem like a lot of time, but in the world of real estate, that's a pretty short run to go from A to Z. And it's not just a market that's becoming great, it's a market that is great. And it's really a testament to city officials being proactive and engaging and very smart and forward-thinking. Developers willing to take the risk, right? And working very hard to design the buildings that we think will be appropriate for the residents there. And truthfully, job creation and job growth in New York City is what keeps the whole thing together, because so long as everything's chugging along and doing well in New York, we continue to be the beneficiaries of that in New Jersey.
What, if anything, do you think developers of luxury high-rises owe the public or owe the city or the immediate area in which they develop, especially in terms of public space or publicly accessible amenities?
Well, I think that Jersey City does a good job at thinking that through, actually. To cite an example, we bought 2 years ago, a fairly large site in Jersey City, and as part of our approval, the city is making us build a park adjacent to it. Well, on that site, it's a pocket park in between the 2 buildings. On another building that we just got approved and we're breaking ground in the next 90 days on, we're building a very large park. So I think they think it through, and Jersey City's got some incredible green space. It's got Liberty State Park, which is massive, and it's also got a lot of terrific local playgrounds for kids and walking. And Hamilton Park is one of the most beautiful parks in the city. Van Vorst Park. So there's a lot of open green space.